Have you ever wondered why teaching critical thinking to children is crucial in today's world? In the 21st century, more than ever before, critical thinking has become a vital skill. It's not just about solving complex mathematical problems or decoding intricate scientific theories. Critical thinking aids in everyday problem-solving, decision-making, and understanding complex concepts. Imagine this scenario. A child comes across a piece of news on the internet. The news item claims that a new breed of dinosaur has been discovered in their town. Now, an uncritical mind might accept this information at face value, leading to unnecessary fear or excitement. But a critical thinker would question the authenticity, evaluate the source, and cross-verify the information before accepting it. This is how critical thinking helps in interpreting news, a skill that is increasingly becoming essential in this digital age, where misinformation is rampant. Or consider this. A child is given a puzzle to solve, a jigsaw perhaps with no image for reference. An uncritical mind might randomly try to fit the pieces together, leading to frustration. But a critical thinker would approach the task methodically, maybe grouping pieces by color or edge type, looking for patterns, and gradually putting the picture together. This is how critical thinking aids in problem solving, turning a potentially frustrating task into an enjoyable challenge. And then there's decision-making. Let's say a child is at a toy store with enough money to buy only one toy. An uncritical mind might impulsively pick the first toy that catches their eye, possibly leading to regret later. But a critical thinker would weigh their options, consider their preferences, perhaps even think about the longevity and utility of the toy before making a choice. This is how critical thinking aids in decision-making, helping children make choices they're happy with. Consider this. If critical thinking is such a vital skill, why do many children struggle to think critically? Well, the answer to that question might be more complex than you think, and that's what we'll explore in the next scene. Stay tuned. The debate begins. Is critical thinking an innate ability, or can it be nurtured? It's a question that has gripped psychologists and educators for years. And today we delve into this exciting topic. On one side of the spectrum, we have those who believe that critical thinking is a natural inborn trait. They argue that some children naturally question everything, always eager to understand why things are the way they are. This group points to examples of child prodigies and young philosophers who, even in their tender years, demonstrate a profound ability to dissect complex concepts and ponder the world around them. They say these kids were born with it, but then we have the other camp, those who firmly believe that critical thinking can be nurtured and cultivated. They argue that with proper guidance and exposure to a variety of experiences, any child can develop the ability to think critically. They point to research showing that children who are taught critical thinking skills from a young age perform better in problem-solving tasks and are more adept at making informed decisions. They insist it's not just about being born with it, it's about fostering that ability. Real-life scenarios add more layers to this debate. Take, for instance, a child growing up in an environment where questioning and exploration are encouraged. They are more likely to develop critical thinking skills compared to a child in a restrictive environment, regardless of their natural predispositions. This points towards the nurture side of the argument. So, where does this leave us? Well, while the debate rages on, one thing is clear. The ability to think critically is not just a gift for the select few. Whether it's innate or nurtured, it can be honed and developed, and the consensus seems to lean towards nurturing. It appears that the consensus leans towards nurturing. So how can we foster critical thinking in children? Stay with us as we explore this in the next segment. How can educators and parents alike inspire children to think critically? It's a question that's been echoing in the halls of academia and around kitchen tables for years. Well, let's dive into some strategies that can help us nurture this vital skill in young minds. The first strategy on our list is the use of questioning techniques. This isn't about bombarding children with questions, but rather it's about asking the right ones, questions that challenge assumptions, probe reasons and evidence, and explore implications and consequences. For instance, if a child says, "I don't like broccoli," instead of accepting it at face value, you could ask, "What makes you say that?" Or, "Have you tried all types of broccoli?" This way, you're encouraging them to reflect on their opinions and understand the reasoning behind them. Next up, we have the strategy of encouraging curiosity. Curiosity is the engine of achievement. It's what drives us to learn and grow. We can foster this in children by creating a safe space for them to ask questions, no matter how silly or complicated they might seem. For example, if a child asks why the sky is blue, instead of just giving them the scientific explanation, you could say, "That's an excellent question. What do you think?" This prompts them to think critically and come up with their own hypothesis. Another effective strategy is teaching the process of elimination. This is a logical method that involves eliminating potential solutions or answers until the correct one is found. Let's say a child is trying to figure out why their plant isn't growing. You could guide them through the process. Could it be lack of water, or perhaps not enough sunlight? By systematically ruling out possibilities, they can arrive at the most likely cause. Lastly, promoting open-mindedness is key in teaching critical thinking. It's important to teach children that it's okay to change their minds when presented with new information. This could be as simple as having a conversation about a character in a book they've read. If they initially dislike a character, but then the character does something kind, you could ask, "Has your opinion about the character changed? Why or why not?" This encourages them to reassess their initial judgments and be open to different perspectives. These strategies, questioning techniques, encouraging curiosity, teaching the process of elimination, and promoting open-mindedness, are not just tools for teaching critical thinking. They're tools for life. They empower children to make informed decisions, solve problems effectively, and engage in thoughtful discussions. But teaching is only half the battle. Implementing these strategies can foster critical thinking, but how can we measure its effectiveness? Tune in for the next scene as we delve into evaluating critical thinking. How can we assess whether a child has developed critical thinking skills? This is a question that may appear quite complex on the surface, but with a few strategic tools, we can indeed measure the growth of these pivotal skills. Let's start with observation, a simple yet effective method. By observing a child's behavior and interactions, we can glean insights into their thought processes. Are they quick to jump to conclusions, or do they take their time to analyze situations before reacting? Do they consider multiple perspectives before forming an opinion? These are telltale signs of a budding critical thinker. Next, let's talk about questioning, a powerful tool in our evaluation arsenal. By asking open-ended questions that require more than a simple yes or no, we encourage children to delve deeper into their thoughts. Their responses can reveal their ability to reason, make connections, and analyze information. For instance, asking a child why they think the sky is blue, rather than if they know it's blue, can provide a window into their critical thinking abilities. Now, on to problem-solving tasks. These are practical and engaging ways to evaluate critical thinking. For example, give a child a challenging puzzle or a complex story problem. How they approach the task, the strategies they employ, and their perseverance in the face of difficulty can all reveal their critical thinking prowess. And let's not forget the importance of feedback. Constructive feedback is an essential part of the learning process. By providing clear, specific, and actionable feedback, we can guide children in refining their critical thinking skills. It's not merely about pointing out what's wrong, but more importantly, it's about encouraging them to think about different ways to improve. But here's the thing. Evaluation is not just about ticking boxes or scoring points. It's about understanding the child's thought process, appreciating their unique perspective, and guiding them towards improved reasoning and decision-making. Evaluation is indeed crucial, but remember, developing critical thinking is a journey, not a destination. In conclusion, nurturing critical thinking in children is both a challenge and a necessity. As we've journeyed through this topic, we've underscored the crucial role of critical thinking in shaping young minds. It forms the foundation for a more thoughtful, engaged, and well-rounded society. We've navigated the ongoing debate of nature versus nurture, acknowledging that while genetics may play a role, the environment and education are paramount in developing these skills. We've delved into effective strategies for teaching critical thinking, emphasizing the need for questioning, problem-solving, and open discussions. Moreover, we've explored evaluation methods that help gauge a child's progress, understanding that assessment is not merely about right or wrong answers, but about the process and reasoning behind them. As we wrap up, ponder this. How can we, as a society, do a better job of fostering critical thinking skills in our children? Please share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video. Thank you for watching.